Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bible with the Daily Dabber. This time Bible chapter Z, we're in chapter 24, Samuel. I believe David spares Saul's life. But today guys, we're looking at chapter 25 of Samuel. David, Nabal, and Abigail. Now Samuel died, and all Israel assembled and mourned for him. And they buried him at his home in Ramah. Then David moved down to the desert of Paran. It's a long one. A certain man in Maon who had property there in Carmel was very wealthy. He had 1,000 goats and 3,000 sheep which he was shearing in Carmel. His name was Nabal and his wife's name was Abigail. She was an intelligent and beautiful woman, but her husband was surly and mean. In his dealings, he was a Calebite. While David was in the wilderness, he heard that Nabal was shearing sheep. So he sent 10 young men and said to them, "Go up to Nabal at Carmel and greet him in my name. Say to him, 'Long live to you! Good health to you and your household, and good health to all that is yours. Now I hear that it is sheep shearing time. When your shepherds there were with us, we did not ill-treat them, and the whole time they were Carmel, nothing of theirs was missing. Ask your own servants, and they will tell you. Therefore be favorable towards my men, since we have come at a festive time. Please give your servant and your son David whatever you can find for them.' When David's men arrived, they gave Nabal this message in David's name. Then they waited. Nabal answered David's servants, 'Who is this David? Who is the son of Hesse? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my bread and water, and the meat I have stored for my shearers, and give it to the men coming from who knows where?' David's men turned around and went back. When they arrived, they departed every word David said to his men. 'Each of you strap on your sword.' So they did, and David strapped on as well. About 400 men went up with David, while 200 stayed with the supplies. One of the servants told Abigail, Nabal's wife, 'David sent messages from the wilderness to give to our masters his greetings, but he hurled insults at them. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not ill-treat us, and the whole time we were out in the field near them, nothing was missing. Night and day they were around a wall around us the whole time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do, because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him.' Abigail acted quickly. She took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, 5 seahs of roasted grain, 100 cakes of raisins, and 200 cakes of pressed figs, and loaded them on the donkeys. Then she told her servants, 'Go ahead, I'll follow you.' But she did not tell her husband about. As she came riding her donkey into the mountain ravine, there were David and page turn. David and his men descending towards her, and she met them. David had just said, 'It's been useless. All my watching over this property in the wilderness, so that nothing of his was missing. He has paid me back evil for good. May God deal with David. Be it so severely. If by morning I leave alive one male, all belongs to him.' When Abigail saw David, she quickly got off her donkey and bowed him before David with her face to the ground. She fell at his feet and said, 'Pardon your servant, my lord, and let me speak to you. Hear what your servant has to say. Please pay no attention, my lord, to that wicked man Nabal. He is just like his name. His name is Fool, and folly with him. As for me, your servant, I did not see the men my lord sent. And now, my lord, as surely as the Lord lives in you, since the Lord has kept you from bloodshed and avenging yourself with your own hands, may your enemies and all who intend on harming the Lord be like Nabal. And let this gift which your servant has brought to my lord be given to the men who follow you. Please forgive your servant's presumption. The Lord your God will certainly make a lasting jealousy for my lord, because you fight the Lord's battles, and no wronging will be done in you as long as you live. Even though someone is pursuing you to take your life, the life of my lord will be bound securely in the bundle of the living by the Lord your God, but the lives of your enemies will hurl away as far from the pocket as sling. When the Lord is for my Lord, every good thing he promised concerning him and he appointed to rule Israel, my Lord will not have on his conscience the staggering burden of needless bloodshed or of having avenged himself. When the Lord your God has brought my Lord success, remember your servant. David said to Abigail, Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you to meet me today. May you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and from avenging myself with my own hands. Otherwise, as surely as the Lord lives, who has kept me from harming you, if you had not come quickly to meet me, not one male belonging to Nabal would have been left alive by daybreak. Then David accepted her hand, and she brought him and said, Go home in peace. I have heard your words and granted your request. When Abigail went to Nabal, he was in the house holding a banquet like that of a king. He was high spirited and very drunk. She told him nothing at all until daybreak. Then in the morning, when Nabal was sober, his wife told him all these things. His heart failed him, and he became like a stone. And 10 days later, the Lord struck Nabal, and he died. When David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, Praise be to the Lord, who has upheld my cause against Nabal for treating me with contempt. He has kept his servant from doing wrong, and has brought Nabal's wrongdoing down on his own head. Then David sent word to Abigail, asking her to become his wife. His servant went to Carmel and said to Abigail, David sent us to you to become his wife. She bowed with her face to the ground and said, I am your servant, and I am ready to serve and wash your feet as Lord's servants. Abigail quickly on a donkey, attended her by 5 female servants, went to David, mistress, and became his wife. David, man, damn! David had also married Ahinoam of Jericho, and they are both his wives. But Saul had given his daughter Michal, David's wife, to Patiel, son of Laish, who was from Gilead. Well, guys, thank you all for listening. It's been a pleasure. Let's take off this. Look at this thing. Let's take it off. Ugh. I am the Daily Dabber. And this is... Oh, my hair. Oh. This is... the